Hey, Show Me Be. Uh, I subscribed to your channel because a mutual, uh, somebody who spoke highly of you on Facebook recommended your channel because I have my activities posted to Twitter, Facebook, and wherever else I can to further try to get exposure of the truth out. And the video you made, I understand your difficulties. I was having problems on YouTube last night too. I would try to add videos to my playlist, and I'd have to do them 2 or 3 times, and they wouldn't show. And then I'd refresh the page on my playlist, and they still wouldn't show. And then eventually log out, log back in, they would miraculously show. So I'd have to go in and redo or delete a lot of repetitive videos. This is not to this is there's no disrespect intended in my video. You're doing some good work, but this is to give you an insight from a different perspective from a different person. All right, in 1930, well, first, please, if you come to my homepage, you'll see I've got two blog sites listed. One is a Ning site, Ning. The other one is a blogspot. Um, Both of those websites, I have documentation about how the United States and other countries went to Geneva in the 1930s and declared bankruptcy. In 1933, in the United States, it became official with a court case. It was Erie versus Staunton, I believe is the guy's last name. And that set the precedence of the bankruptcy, which was declared in 1930. And what they did in that bankruptcy of 1930, they pledged everything in and of America as security against the debt. So we, at that point, under that legal ruling, even though it may not be something we agree with, technically we became property of the United States of America Incorporated. We are a corporation and have been since that time. Now, I'm just going to go on a different little sidetrack here for a second. But when I went into the Corps back in 1973, they made it abundantly clear that I was property of the United States. And if I so much as even thought about getting a tattoo, if I actually did it, then I'm going to be charged with defacing government property. Um, and for a while after I got out of the Corps, I didn't believe that. But I've done research since, and it's actually true. Not as far as our perception, but the perception of our politicians from that time to now. And that's where we need to address our attention at, is not how we, the people, perceive ourselves and our status as sovereign beings from our divine creator, because they just will not acknowledge the divine creator because they're Luciferian minions. I caught myself. I didn't say a profane word. um, but basically, that's it as far as the government's uh, justification for their standing of sovereign beings as property. You become property when you get your birth registered in your state or you apply for Social Security. There's a lot of good videos out on the YouTube also as other places. Free Man on the Lands is a good one. If you come to my channel, you can see some of the people I subscribe to, and they have those type of videos that address those issues. Like I said, on my two websites, I've got uh, paperwork posted, United States declares bankruptcy 1930. And that sets in stone because Washington, they're hardheads. All right, they don't want to listen. And as you can plainly see, we've had the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 in place, which is unconstitutional because the Constitution directs that all money should be minted and coined by the Congress. So they have abrogated their responsibility, which is treasonous, from that time to now, because we're still under the slavery of accumulating our monetary system, which is created out of thin air that has no value. So the creditors, the cabal that runs the Federal Reserve Bank, it costs them nothing except for the cost for the paper and the cotton fibers and the ink. That's their only expense in creating money. But they get paid back the total amount of said money plus 10% interest for printing it. Okay, enough about the government. What we have here, it ain't just the government. Our biggest threat, actually, is from other American citizens. Have you been watching any of these videos about how many people are out protesting and saying they want this? We have to have this health care and everything else. Now, me, I really am shooting myself in the foot when I talk of this because I am a recipient of a socialist, ergo communist program because I'm collecting Social Security disability insurance because I'm so busted up I can't even move to get out of my own way. So that being understood that I'm a recipient of a socialist program, I also want to further go and state that it's going to cost the United States. This is the low ball number that they've thrown out. And anytime they throw out a cost of how much this is going to cost, it's always low. But they're already saying $940 billion. Where's that money going to come from? The taxpayers. So not only are they going to be paying the national debt, and also Barack Obama has forecast his next year's budget is going to be 3.87 trillion, I believe it is. So hey, what's another almost trillion thrown on top of that, right? This is how the mentality of these people. We seriously are looking at a deliberate attempt to destroy our monetary system. There's cries across the whole world to get off the dollar standard. Back in October and November, I can't remember which, I have to look at my document, our dollar was only worth 4 cents. What is it worth now after all these bailouts? Maybe half a penny? Penny? If I'm being generous. But regardless of the money, because we're all under that standard here in America, again, I have to go back. Look at how many American citizens were out trying to get this deal done. It isn't that you have to redress the government so much to get this bill repealed, because they won't. It's another way, like I say, to help the depopulation agenda along. Now, if people are no longer able to avail themselves to good quality health care, then they're going to get sick and they're going to die. And as you plainly stated in your video, if you go back a second time, you're going to be penalized if you're going there for the same concern or the same health issue. We're facing whammies from all sides, brother. I just wanted to further expound upon what you said, not to put down anything you said, but to add data that really shows the background of why this is happening. Again, it's so people die off quicker. Thank you, brother. Hope you come to my channel and go to some of my blog sites. I think you'll find the content very, very interesting.